Hello and welcome. Dutch-born star Rutger Hauer's early international career was spectacularly elevated with his performance in Blade Runner opposite Harrison Ford. Rutger had started in the Dutch film and television industry in 1969 and quickly established himself as a leading man with starring roles in Turkish Delight, Spetters and Soldier of Orange. His stepping stone into Hollywood was the terrorist thriller Nighthawks, opposite Sylvester Stallone and Billy Dee Williams. And in a career-changing decision, he then turned down the lead in the Oscar-winning German film Das Boot, taking the gamble to instead do the sci-fi epic Blade Runner. After that, his career took off with offers from all over the world. His films included Batman Begins, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and more recently Iron Mask with Arnold Schwarzenegger, among a prolific list of TV and films. But in 1985, he shot Paul Verhoeven's violent medieval drama Flesh and Blood, much of it filmed in Spain opposite Australian stars Tom Burlinson and Jack Thompson. I travelled to one of the more spectacular shooting locations for the film, the Belmonte Castle midway between Valencia on the Spanish coast and Madrid in the centre of Spain, a location, by the way, used for the making of El Cid. We chatted amid the surrounds of the towering sandstone walls and turrets and with the ambient sounds of the film crew in the background, as Rutger talked about whether he would make the move to Hollywood and also the controversial violence in Flesh and Blood.
But England is already in the English language.
Yeah.
I find the exchange between countries of especially films is a little poor because they always dub them. And they don't want to read. I think it's a loss. I mean, Australia didn't get into films, although it has the English language. Didn't get into films really until what, 5 years ago?
Yeah, really. I mean, 10 years ago it started. It was only 5 years
well,
ago
yes, of course.
that it really caught on. Now, the reason I ask and sort of make that point is, were you conscious once you became involved in the television and film side of acting, of wanting to get into an international market, or were you quite satisfied to just do good work?
I mean, let's say first I decided consciously that I was going to stay in films because if you work in Holland, you're either working, which most actors are working in Holland. Now it's a little bit, worse. And most people that are working are good. So if you're working, and then you can't go do a film because a film takes 3 months shoot. And well, it's the same in the States. There's a small group of actors, and they keep asking them. Part of them is getting out of it. Part of them is hot, and part of them is a star. Are the established stars. It's a small group, and they always ask those people, and they're always working. And then suddenly, when you drop out, you're in nowhere.
But you're like that. I mean, look at the body of work there. You seem to be working all the time.
Well, I'm getting lucky. That's basically what it is. And I'm not, let's say I'm still hot. I'm on the verge of falling.
You're on the verge of falling.
Of course, I shouldn't say that,
but I would disagree with that. Well, I would have thought that you're on.
Well, I'm making 2 films that are very special. That I made a couple of, let's say, commercially wrong choices because Austin wasn't great because you didn't understand it. I mean, you've seen it. Well,
I've seen it. It's difficult.
There's no clue with that. You just don't understand what the hell's going on. Eureka I did was a film that hasn't been released yet. And it's Nick Rowe, who was a great director. I had great fun. But it's not a deal. Yeah. It's interesting, and you need it as an actor to learn, to get fed, and to but it's not. You need also commercial values.
What of the things here that you did? Which was the one that really sort of was the springboard for you to get noted in America?
Turkish Delight was the first one that Paul and me made. That was the one that, and we also made this mini-series that also was very successful in Soldier of Orange, which was again Paul that made it to America. In America, film that got me, let's say, some credit was Nighthawks. And then I did a young Blade Runner. Then I got into leading characters, which is another step. That won't do. There's nothing, as far as I'm concerned, there's all these little steps you have to take.
Yeah.
If you jump one, it's because something goes quicker than normal, and you will be out quicker. That's, I mean, that's the theory. Because there are no rules in this game. But there are a lot of rules.
To adhere to, that you've got to sort of work on.
Yeah, sure.
So was it really Nighthawks that...
Nighthawks got...
Or was it one of the ones earlier than that?
No, Nighthawks was my first film. In the States.
In the States, yeah. How did that come about? Why did they choose you?
It's hard to tell who wanted me for it, but because you always meet a lot of people who said, I did it, you know, so if you start mentioning names, you will always forget people, and you never know who did it, but anyway, I had two choices. One was Sphinx. It was a big film. It was a boring character. It was twice as much money. And a Nighthawks, which I thought was interesting. And Stallone was one of the guys who said, I want that guy.
Did he say what he'd seen you in particularly that intrigued him?
I guess he's had seen Soldier of Orange. I'm not sure if he saw anything else. But it's really hard to... I'm still...
To pinpoint what it's got.
Because I don't mind working on a picture, and I don't really care who got me into it. I'll just, try to figure out what did it.
Yeah.
But what I think is more interesting, why you didn't get parts that you really wanted.
Were there any that...
Oh, yeah, sure, of course. Yeah. There are a lot of projects that still are not going, or that went.
Without you?
Yeah, sure.
Is there any one or two that you really would like to have done and missed?
Say, I've been approached for a film that Donald Sutherland did. And already at first approach, I said, I'm sorry, just don't consider me. I don't want to embarrass you, but just go look somewhere else. Because I'm doing that right now. I was shooting Nighthawks, The Eye of the Needle.
Eye of the Needle.
Great story. And the film wasn't so bad. But I was doing that, so I felt I was not going to go to the States to just play, foreign characters. You can say that I have a big ego, but I think I can do it.
Yeah, I know. I think you've proved it already. Yeah. That reminds me of something. I do a TV show in Sydney as well, and so the public sort of have an idea of why. And you tend to be stopped in the street and asked questions about movies. And in Australia, people tend to think of you as they think that you're a German actor.
Yeah.
Do you have that misconception at all elsewhere?
Well, let's say it's been put into people's minds that Germans look like I do. And it's only because of films that have been, Germans always have been portrayed by the blonde guys, big guys, tough guys. It's a misconception. It's Hitler in the background. And that's why.
But from just pride in your own nationality, does it sort of annoy you that?
No. Not at all. No.
Because you haven't really played a German, have you?
No.
Oh, except in
a Spear.
Yeah.
But I was happy to be black or dark brown on that, which it was not my choice. It was the director's choice, and I'm really happy about that, because otherwise I would again have established or re-established the fact that Germans are always blonde, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
Germans are just like you and me. And Jews are just like you. I mean, there's all this misconception.
It's true,
it's
though.
Film. It's film.
Yeah. It's like cowboys. I mean, cowboys have to be a certain... Or maybe Australians have got to be. There's probably now a picture of what Australians are.
Well, Australians are still not that clear.
Yeah.
Of course, we're criminals, but that's only for a few people.
Yeah. Where do you base yourself now? Do you still live in Holland? You do. Mm. And do you find that any sort of a restriction on the opportunities that you could have?
It's hard to tell. I don't know. I guess it might be, but I only want to do a film if they really want me. Mm. And you can feel that very soon. And I have the feeling that I can live anywhere in the world. I'm working for it. And if my career will go, let's say in the next couple of years, like I think it will, I can live anywhere.
Because it's, again, a question that, of course, people like Mel and Jack and Tom consider too, I think.
Yeah.
You get some international success.
They're not going to go Hollywood.
Well, that's it. People have an almost automatic assumption that maybe the next step is that you move to Hollywood.
No, it's just even if, let's say, if from an industry point of view, if they would prove to me that it would be the best thing to do, career-wise, I cannot do it. I cannot deal with Hollywood. I just don't know how to get air in Los Angeles, and which is...
Well, it's a false life there.
Well, whatever
it's superficial.
I just can't live there, so I won't survive as a human being if I go.
Do you actually live in Amsterdam, or do you live...
No, I live in the country.
Do you? Yeah.
But the funny thing is that I've been living for 2 years in the truck now, basically, because I've been working. So the house already abandoned me. And I'm going to think again what I'm going to do now. It's falling apart.
You've got some kids, haven't you? Some children?
I have a daughter.
A daughter? Right. How old is she? 18 now. Right. 18? Yeah. How old are you? 40. 40. Right. And it's only one child?
Yeah.
Right. Is she going to go into the business?
She might.
There's obviously an interest there to go into it. Would you encourage her to do it? Or would you rather see her perhaps go through university?
Well, she doesn't. She lives in another family. She's not with me.
Oh, she's not with you. Oh, right.
So she's got her. I don't know. Decided what to do for her.
Oh, right. I see. Right. So you're in fact divorced.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And it's kind of hard to suppress. I'm not sure if I should mention her, because if she wants to go from one point, I think she should be free of.
Well, I mean, I don't have to mention the name at all.
No, that just bothers me. I think, fuck, should I do that? Because I want to keep that shit away from me. So I have to take it out again. I know that my girlfriend doesn't want to be in it.
That's all right. We'll pass them.
No, No, I just made a note for myself.
Right. Okay. Can we talk a little bit about this picture? Why did you want to do this? Because it was Paul, or because of a bigger reason?
No. Yeah. Paul is a strong director, and we understand what we're doing.
What about the character? Because he's a
nice asshole, I guess. He's a rough guy. I didn't play the rough guy. Yeah, I like the roughness of him.
He's a ruthless.
Yeah, ruthless too. Yeah.
And you said he's a nice. Did you say nice?
Yeah, but if you consider the Middle Ages, from our point of view, it's absolutely ruthless. But the Middle Ages, when I see the film and I see the script, half of the ruthlessness has been taken out. Because in the middle, we always get these romantic pictures of the Middle Ages, and that's not the way it was. People were dying all the time. not from cuts, but from the plague, and and so on, right? Syphilis, and I mean, you can't. It was a real survival trip.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
So why not tell it like it really was?
Nobody knows how it really was. When they made pictures like, everybody is always thinking that he's getting, in a sense, a part like it really was, but it's always from our point of view and with our minds and with our knowledge. It's bullshit. History is history, and you will never know how it was. And
but I mean, why not tell it as vividly? I mean, within reason.
Because you deal with an audience that has been used to the bullet. If you have to kill someone, the CIA goes out and puts a silencer on, and it's all very far away from most of the Western world. I mean, from the other end. But like we have cars to oversee the world, we kill with cars and we kill with bullets, or even with,
So are you saying that audiences perhaps wouldn't be prepared to accept?
Yeah, we think that killing is wrong, and I totally agree, but if those morals are in our minds and we have to watch a film, people they won't accept it. And God, it wouldn't be the story that I would like to tell about the medieval times, but it's wrong.
Apart from his long acting, producing and writing career, Rutger supported environmentalist causes and was a member of the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society. He also founded the Rutger Hauer Starfish Association, an AIDS awareness organisation, and he was made a Knight in the Order of the Netherlands Lion in 2013. Rutger died in 2019 at the age of 75, with more than 170 credits in film and television to his name.